blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Cha-ching! And today we have one of the best YouTuber ever in history. She's the best. I love her energy. She got over 55K. I ain't gonna lie. Give it up for Norma Geli. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
Thank you, girl, for coming. It's an honor, to be honest. So, real quick, guys, I want to share a story that happened to me last weekend. You're not gonna believe this. So it was a Wednesday night, and I was just chilling, jamming into the radio station, Hot 95, 97.5, just listening to it, doing my thing. And something in me told me I should call them. So I called them, right? Like naturally, I just and I picked up the phone and I'm waiting, right? Maybe I win something. You're a hello? I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, yes. They're like, you are caller number 9. You just won some tickets. I'm like, for real. And I'm nervous. The girl's asking me a lot of questions. And I'm so happy. I'm like, what's the ticket? She's like, look, you're going to be at this event, Ellis Beach Club. We're going to have a lot of performers and you are invited. So listen to this. This is at the same time Life is Beautiful is still going on. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's going to be Friday. I was supposed to go there, but I'm like, skirt, let me go here. And so she asked me one last question. She's like, do you know who I am? I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what her name is. And I looked at my coworker. I'm like, girl, you know what it is? She's like, it's Juicy Lou. I was like, oh, cool. I'm like, hey, yeah, it's Juicy Lou. And she goes, oh, good. She's like, what took you long? I'm like, look, girl, I'm be honest, I was like, making a U-turn. So I just had to make sure everything's good. But and so she was like, man, you so funny. And so next, the event was Friday, right? So I'm like, cool, cool. I'm like, thank you, Juicy Lou. So I was literally like live for 30 minutes because I was talking so much. She was asking me a lot of questions and I got to share some stories. So I was really happy. Next, I go Friday. I pick up, I go to the radio station, pick up my 2 tickets. I'm heading to the beach club. Now, for those who don't know, it's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. But my friend there, and she was like, if it's real busy, we close at 7. I'm like, perfect. So I get there, right? I'm looking fresh, got my tank top, got my, swim trunks. I had to bring the Crocs. I know a lot of people said, but I love it. You see? So I wear it. I get there, right? I see 5 security guards. And I'm like, I got my ticket. And they're like, look, I'm sorry, we can't let nobody to re-enter. I'm like, that's cool, man. I'm a new entry coming in. He goes, yeah, I'm sorry, man. We can't because there's no one in the front. I'm like, y'all the only ones in the front. So I don't know what's the problem. I'm like, come on, let me come through. He goes, sorry, man, I can't. I'm like, look, bro, I just won some tickets from Hot 97.5. And not only that, bro, like I just came straight to here. Like, you gotta help me out. He's like, nah. I'm like, look, my friend works there, man. I even give you her name. So I show him like she works here. He goes, I'm sorry, bro. And now I'm like getting frustrated. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see how much this fool wants. I'm like, how much you want to let me in? If money's the problem, just let me know. He goes, nah, man, I can't even take money. Bro, you making it so hard. So next I couldn't get in. I hear the music popping, I can see people like dancing from outside. Like that's how good it sounds. And I'm like, really? So I get out, I'm like, I'm a customer. Let me try something. I called that club, right? And guest services answer. I told them the whole situation and they're like, yo, that's messed up. They're like, pass me the phone to them. I'm like, thank you. That's what's up. So I go back and I'm like, look, bro, this lady wants to talk to you. She's like one of the head people at guest services. So this is a big deal. Come on, brother. He goes, give me 1 second. And I told her on the phone, I'm like, look, right now he's going to go talk to the other security guard. I'm just waiting. So he's talking to the security guards, comes back. He's like, look, man, we about to close in a minute, so I can't let you in. I'm like, I told the lady on the phone, look, now he's lying that he's closing. It's only 5 o'clock. You know he's lying. It's not a minute they're gonna close. She's like, man, that's really messed up. And I'm like, look, bro, I don't know why you're making it hard for me. I'm a really nice guy. I'm not really getting mad. I'm not yelling. I'm just trying to have fun. Come on, bro. He goes, sorry. So the lady, she's so shocked, right? She's like, man, I'm so sorry for this experience. I'll try to figure out something. I left, right? I was mad, disappointed. My heart broke. So I leave, right? And I'm like, I gotta cool down because I'm a little frustrated. So I'm like driving. Sometimes when I drive, it's like my therapy. I feel like I forget stuff and I'm like thinking about other things. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out. You know what? I feel it. So at night, I hit up my boy. He works at Blue Martini. For those who don't know, Blue Martini is one of the hottest clubs out there in Vegas. And he usually takes care of me with bottles because I bring a lot of people there. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see if he's gonna hit up. He never hit me back. So I'm like, dang, but I still go. So I'm getting there. I'm looking fresh. I didn't even invite nobody. I just went by myself. I went. Check this out. Now, for those who don't know, Blue Martini is right next to McFadden in Town Square. I've never been to McFadden. I didn't know, but one of my closest friends work at McFadden, and he's like the head security guard. And guess what? He got me in. I got him. He's like, hey, yo, Yaakov, what's up? I said, yo, what's up, brother? He's like, hey, you want to come through? Bro, it's a pleasure. Let's go. So he gets me in. I've never been here, so I feel like a new cat. Like I never seen like a scenario, whatever. Like I was so shocked. They were playing cumbia. I was so happy. I'm like, it's about time. So everybody's like, they don't even know how to dance. So I'm like, let me do my thing. Hey. So I'm dancing. Check this out. I'm having a good time. I'm drinking. I leave. Watch this. You ready for this? I walk out. It's 2 a.m. And guess who I bump into? Juicy Lou from Hot 97.5. She's outside. I'm like chilling on my phone and I see her walk by me. And I said, Juicy Lou. And she turned around and she's like, Yaakov? She's like, I saw you adding me the day after we talked on the phone. I'm like, yeah, girl, it's me. And I told her, thank you, girl, for like those tickets. It's an honor. Like, I appreciate it. And I told her the whole scenario and the situation. She's like, man, that's messed up. Look, if they give you a hard time, don't worry. I get you some tickets to go see a movie. She's like, don't worry, I got you. I'm like, I really don't want to see a movie, but I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. I told Juicy Lou very fast. I'm like, Juicy Lou, I gotta ask you a question. She's like, what's up? I want to see it. Are you down? Like, are you free if I could put you on my podcast? She's like, you got a podcast? I'm like, yeah. She's like, where's your studio at? I ain't got no studio. I said, look, I ain't got no studio. I said, look, I do it through Zoom. And she's like, oh, that's what's up. She's like, look, let me know. I'll be on. Here's my personal email. I got you. I'm like, man, thank you. So fast forward it. The next day goes by. Remember the guest services that, try to fix the situation at Ellis Beach Club. They hit me up. They said, look, we could get you in. Come through. Let me know when you're there. I'll help you. I'm like, thank you. So I get there. I'm like, I'm going to give it round 2. Let's go. Ding, ding. So I get there. Watch this. I'm ready to go in. There's a big line. I call her up. I'm like, hey, look, girl, I'm here. She walks in and she's like, how do you look? I said, look, I'm wearing a black tank top. I'm wearing some swim shorts that look like SpongeBob SquarePants. Got the same color. She kind of laughed. And she comes in. She finds me. Watch this. Instead of going through the general admission and VIP, she took me to the back way. I passed everybody. I got in. I got like my towel. She took care of me, like straight up. She said, if anything you need, let me know. And the best part that day, Troy Boy, who's like the biggest DJ for trap music, he was actually performing there. So I got to actually be in the front, see him. It was pretty popping. But that's my little story that happened to me over the weekend. And now we got to take it to our main star. Norma, what's up, girl? The best YouTuber out there. What's up?
Hey, thanks. Honestly, I enjoyed your story. You're such a good storyteller. I felt like I was there. Like I was like very well picturing everything that you just said.
Oh, thank you, girl. I try, I try. I didn't want to make it too long, but I had to be a little descriptive, you know what I'm saying? Now, I wanted to ask, and everybody's asking, girl. So tell us a little bit about your background, your hobbies, what neighborhood you from, so people get to know you a little bit more.
Okay, so I'm originally from San Diego, but I moved to Las Vegas in 2004. So it's 17 years now. San Diego's cool and all, but I wouldn't go back just because, like, Vegas is such a 24-hour, city that I feel like going back to San Diego, it's almost like taking a step back. Like, it's a great place. I grew up there as a kid, great place to grow up, maybe have a family, but I don't know. I just like, I can't get away from Vegas. But yeah, I mean, here in Vegas, I've lived all over the place. I've lived in Summerlin, the East Side, North Las Vegas, Southwest. So I've had a little bit of all over Vegas here.
Wow, that's crazy, girl. And what did you just move here by yourself? Like you got no family?
No, well, I mean, I was a teenager when I moved here, so I moved here with like my mom, my sister, and we had like some relatives out here. But it was because my mom wanted to buy a house. And in San Diego, you might need $500,000 to even buy a house. And here, like, they were probably half that price or even more. So yeah, like I moved here with my family.
Wow, that's amazing, girl. That's crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Like a lot of people you meet in Vegas, they don't actually are locals. It's rare to find some locals. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
honest. And I always say, if you're a local, you crazy like me. That's a fact. But
Well,
that's what.
yeah, there's not that many people that are actually born here. Like, yeah, I've met a few, but it's not a lot. Like a lot of people are, I guess, transplants where they come from other places. Um, but if I go anywhere, like if I go on vacation and they ask me where are you from, I don't even say San Diego anymore because that was way long ago. I've lived more time in Vegas than I have in San Diego. So yeah.
Wow, wow. How was the high school for you? Like, I'm very curious because, I mean, I heard Vegas is a little rough, but I don't know how it was. Like, what was your experience? Growing up in high school. I went going to high
So
school here.
okay, so in San Diego, obviously, there's a lot of Mexicans. So yeah, I went to school that was like mainly Mexican, and that was cool. Like I felt like at home, pretty much a lot of people spoke Spanish. But then I moved here, and okay, so in the time I lived in North Las Vegas, and I went to a high school that was like almost all the way to the mountain, and it was more a lot of like white people, a lot more Filipinos, a little bit like people with more money. So I was all of a sudden the minority. Like there wasn't that many people that spoke Spanish. And because, I guess I stuck to more Mexicans in high school in San Diego when I got here, I guess I kind of stuck more to like Filipino friends because I don't know, that's what I just stuck to. Um, but it's weird, like a lot, like in my head, I would think, oh, I'm here and I'm the new girl. No, like 50% of the people there just moved here and they're the new people. So it was a very awkward environment. Like you all get here and so a lot of people don't know each other. So a lot of people didn't talk to each other. And then like this is just kind of like my own thing about me, like my pet peeve. So when somebody says, "Where are you from?" and they say California, like to me, that's the most annoying thing ever. Like say where you're from. I don't care if you're from Rancho Cucamonga, from Stockton. Say where you're from. Don't just give me California. Like, geez, I don't know. That's my thing. But I heard it all over high school, and it's become my pet peeve. So just FYI, if you're ever talking to me and I ask you where you're from, tell me where you're from.
That's a good one. I like. No, it's true. Some people so, but you know what? I'm gonna be real. I've gotten where I've been to like nice dinners and mostly white people. They'll invite me over, and I've had where a white person will ask me, "Oh, so where you from?" And then they think this is my first time in Chicago. At the time, I'm actually born and raised in Chicago. They're like, "So where you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Chicago." And they're like, "Oh, but where your family from? Like where you from?" I'm like, I'm Mexican. Well, my dad's from Mexico, my mom's from Guatemala. Oh, okay, cool. So did they like cross over, or they were just they just like how did it happen? Like, were you born there too, like over there? I'm like, really? I was so shocked. It was the most awkwardest dinner ever. I was like, and I'm trying to be polite because my friend's there at the dinner, and I'm just across the other table, and I was like, look, David, keep it cool. They never met a Hispanic person. It's the first time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, look, I'm be honest. I just came over last week. Not just kidding, but I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I was playing along. But I'm like, look, no, honestly, my family actually came through a plane. They didn't cross over. They're like, oh, okay. And are you illegal? I'm like, dang, now you really asking me like some,
Dang.
and you know, for us now today in this generation, that's called being a Karen because you're being like
Like, yeah.
rude and I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. So I agree with you 100%, girl. Sometimes people give you short answer, but that's not the worst way to ask somebody their background when you ask those kind of questions that are very private, and it's just like, yo, it's not your business. Like, really, you know what I'm saying?
I know. They be thinking like, yo, like, how'd you get here? How they let you in?
Right? I'm like,
No, and
dang.
even if you do ask, you are trying to find out what that person is. Like, be more like specific. Oh, can I ask what's your ethnicity? And I said that's why I think it's a proper way of saying it is can I ask? Not just like, hey yo, where you from? Like, you know.
Right. No, it's true. It's true. And the way you said it is very polite. It's not rude. It's not making me feel uncomfortable. So I think that's right. Like some people should learn how to phrase words, right?
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah,
with
just like a change of 2, 3 words, and it's a completely different like feeling or vibe.
that's it. That's it. Now, girl, I'm gonna pick at your brain a little bit. So, what got you starting YouTube? I have to know because you are the biggest YouTuber. I'm gonna be honest, you're my. So I had another YouTuber I had like maybe 8 or 9 months ago. He does like he's a Chucky collector. He collects toys or Chucky. So cool because he makes you want to buy it. That's how much he talks about it. And I had him on. He's one of the big stars too. And I was like, yo, Norma's she's my top because I'm gonna be honest, girl. You surpassed him on subscribers. You on the top. So I'm like, so I want to know, girl, like, what made you start? Did somebody like told you you should do it, or how did it happen?
So it was really more like quarantine. So obviously, 2020, they made us all stay home. I was working for the strip at the time, and I have been working at the strip basically since I was 21 years old, since the moment I could. So yeah, I mean, all these years, like I've had jobs that teach you all about hotel rooms, restaurants, shows, everything, tours. So they just jam pack so much information into me. The point is, during quarantine, you didn't know how long you're going to be locked up for, and we didn't know if we were going to get our jobs back. So basically, at first you just kind of sit down and you just watch YouTube all day because what the heck is there to do? And then at one point, I remember I had a roommate at the time, and I told her like, "Hey, let's go somewhere. Let's go on a vacation." So what I meant is, come sit with me. Let's look up places that we could go. So I would look up YouTube. I would say, "My vacation in Napa." And we would watch all these Napa videos because I've always wanted to like go to Napa. And then we got into like Seattle, we got into like New York, Paris, like Rome, all these places. And then I saw a few videos that talked about here in Las Vegas. And then I started watching honestly more New York videos because I personally love New York. And then after watching a few videos and a few glasses of wine, whatever, my roommate was like, "You should do that." She's like, "You basically know everything about Vegas. Like, why don't you make like a YouTube channel? Like, some videos that tourists need, aren't out there." And she's completely right because, again, after dealing with tourists for 10 plus years or who knows how long, they have very specific questions, and they're just very simple questions. And you just have to almost, I don't want to call it dumb it down, but you have to get very simple with them. And a lot of people don't do that. So I figured, yeah, you're right. Let me do this. So in that night, I created 50 topics from like a very popular topic that I got every single day, probably multiple times, was I want a good cheap steak. Okay, well, let me make you a video of these top 4 places. And it just went on from that. And then I have other friends that are really more knowledgeable about the strip, just like me. So I asked for their help and all that. Now, keep in mind, though, this is middle of quarantine. It's not like I could just go back to these restaurants and make that video. So I had to like wait. So during that time, I got myself a good camera. I got a new laptop. I got editing skills. Like I did as much as I could to be prepared. And then my first video that I did was Las Vegas Strip during quarantine. So I went with me and 2 other friends just to make sure, it was safe, because there was homeless people all over the place. And I got a video of what the strip looked like deserted. And I felt like that was a really good first video. I did that on the strip. I did that downtown. I did an opening video of like how, Las Vegas reopened. And then that's how I was able to go ahead and continue on with my videos. Obviously, it was still a little bit limited because a lot of places were only doing takeout. So I couldn't even show the inside of the restaurant. So I had to be like really creative making these videos.
Wow. And what video was the one that like blew up that actually went high? Was it like your second or third? Because you have a lot of views. You know
it was actually it was probably like my 8th video. And I didn't even think this video would get like that, but I called it Cheapest Breakfast. So I released Cheapest Breakfast. It did all right. And then probably like 3 weeks into it, I wake up and one moment I have 800 views. I wake up and I have 10,000 views. And I'm like, what? And I keep like refreshing my screen and it's like 12,000, 14,000, blah, 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 so forth. Right now it's at like maybe 280,000. But that one like just skyrocketed out of nowhere. And I was like, what the heck? Like, really? People like cheap breakfast like that? But yeah, so that's kind of like what kind of got my ball rolling.
Whoa, that's crazy. I'm so proud of you, girl. To be honest, I met so many people that actually want to do YouTube, that want to start a podcast. And I'm gonna be honest, they'll come out with maybe 3 or 4 episodes and they never come back. Like they stop. And I notice you're consistent. Like you put it out every Friday. For those who don't know, check her out. She's always every Friday. Am I right or wrong? It's Friday,
Yes,
right?
Friday, 9 a.m. And I refuse to not have something. Like people are like, well, do it next week. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I have to. Like, then people are gonna like not watch anymore, or YouTube is gonna forget about me. So it's like I have to do it. Even though like there's days all the time where I'm like, I'm so tired, I'm stressed out, like I don't even know what to film. Like, I mean, not that I don't know what to film, I have thousands of like topics out there, but sometimes there are those times where I need to make a video now, because other places, like let's say if I wanted to do best sports book, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to talk to 100 different marketing departments to even let me film in their sports book. And sometimes like I don't have time for that. I need a video that I can record all in a day or two and get it out. And those are the hard ones.
Ooh. Well, I got a good one if you ain't doing nothing next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, they're having a loteria night, and it's at Cerveza. It's a dope ass spot at the art district.
Yeah, I like surveys, so they're tight.
You the type. Have you been to their loteria night? That's a $1 million
I have
question.
not actually.
Okay, girl, I'm about to pick at your brain. So check this out. So they have a DJ. He's one of the best DJs to work with. He's very close with Usher, Tyga. Like he's really cool. DJ B. Lou, I give you a shout out right there. I had him on my podcast too. Joanna is one of the best MC. She's the spokesperson on the mic. She's making like jokes, doing her stand up, and she's also leading that loteria night. Check this out. They have cumbia, bachata, so people can dance in between games. And you got food trucks coming out of nowhere. You got pizza, you got tacos. So it feels like a dope event inside that, that spot. So I was going to tell you, Tuesday, they're going to have the biggest event and you should come through. I'm going to be there. It's going to be popping. And that'll be a good episode to record because now you're going to see it when it's like popping. Like that's like their big thing. And that's what they're known for. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, girl.
I'll let you know because I am a little bit picky on the way I make my videos. So a lot of the times what I do is like top 4, top 5, or informational videos. So for example, and it's kind of funny, right now I am actually working on a food truck video. So I'm trying to do best food trucks in Las Vegas, but I don't just show off one place. I show off maybe 4 or 5. So I am trying to work on that. And like, I know there's plenty of people that they'll do a video where like, oh, the Circus Steakhouse, for example, and they'll do a whole video to like that one place. That's great, but I don't do that. I feel like a lot of people don't just want to watch one place. They don't want to spend 20 minutes watching one steakhouse. Like, be informational. So again, this is the way I worked when, I would work with the strip. People want to say like, oh, what's some good steakhouses? They're not asking what's a good steakhouse, what's one. They want options. Like, this is just me studying tourists and studying travel and everything. People want options. So to me, at least with me too, if I'm watching videos, I want to know top 5. I don't want to know just one. So that's why I don't really dedicate videos to just one place, with the exception of buffets, because buffets have like hundreds of dishes that I can show off. That's the only time I've really done just one place. But I typically try to do like 4 or 5 places, or again, like informational videos. So I just want to show as much as I can in my videos.
I like that. I like that. So what about this? What if you did like a brewery, like going to different breweries?
I have done
You
that.
did it? Dang.
I did 3 different breweries.
You beat me right there, guy. I guess what about this? Now I got something different. Okay, you did breweries, but what about owned by Hispanic owners?
I mean, I have shown cerveza off. I did that one. I actually included them in how to stay cool in Vegas. Cause you know how like you walk into cerveza and they have that like cooler that you can walk in, choose your beer, and then you buy it,
Yeah.
So I shown that off because okay, back in August is like super hot. So it's like, okay, how do you stay cool in Vegas? You have a refreshing beer. So while you're here at Cerveza, besides that they have all these awesome beers, um, here's this cooler that like walk in, choose your beer, cool down, and have your refreshing beer.
Okay,
But
girl,
yeah.
you
Now the thing is, I can't get too specific. Like, I have had people say like, oh, why don't you do best fish and chips? Like, okay, well then now we're just talking about food. Now this has nothing to do with Vegas. And I'm all about showing off Vegas. So, and I don't know, I know I am Hispanic and that would be a great thing to show off, but I also have to remember I have to provide interesting videos. Like, I have to make videos that people would want to watch. So getting a little bit too specific, it's a little hard.
I got you, girl. No, I respect that. You got me with that right hook, man. You already did cerveza, so I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, she got me. I was just trying to. It was a good little debate, but I like that. I like that. It was really good. I appreciate you being honest. And I wanted to ask you something. So, being a YouTube creator, do you feel at times that it could be hard, like especially the editing part? Do you do everything on your own?
Yeah, not at times, at all times. Um, yes, I actually do all of my editing from, once I film everything, I put it all on my computer. I literally watch everything. I have to watch everything from the B-roll to my takes. So I try to do a lot of my everything like in what's it called? My like a script, basically. So I actually majority of the time I pre-write what I'm gonna say, and then I'll have my camera up and I'll say it 3-4 times until I get it right. And that's because I don't know, I don't want to sound like I'm saying the word like too much, or actually, because I do. That's the way I talk. And you will see that in your videos. I am trying to, get better at talking, the way I say things, but for now that's what I have to do. But yes, I do everything from watching everything, and yeah, I put it all. It's a lot of hard work. Like, I really do want to look for like help with editing, because then I could be doing something else. I could be talking to other companies, just something else besides just sitting there only having my mind thinking about editing, when I could be doing like other things to help my YouTube.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, it's a lot of work, girl. I'm gonna be honest. I used to have a partner, working with me, doing this podcast, and I decided to go solo. But it is a lot of work. Like I ain't gonna lie. There's days I'm recording about 6 to 8 people a week. And
Nice.
I'm recording so much. I'm probably sleeping like 2 hours. I don't even know how I'm alive right now. But the thing is, my thing, I already told you, I think the last time. And for those who don't know, I met Norma at a party. I ain't gonna lie. She was
Mhm.
dope. She was probably the only Latina right there. I ain't gonna lie. So we were just chilling. I was drinking a beer and she was drinking too. I don't know if you were drinking, but we were having good time. And then we
Yeah.
were talking. And I think you remember I told you that I record a lot just in case if someone cancels, I have another episode as a backup just in case.
Yeah. That's
That's
cool
how I
though.
work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean I would love to have that, but it's just filming these things is it's so much work that I wish I could be 4 or 5 episodes already done and that I can put out, but no, like I'm not there yet. I need editing help before I can get to that level.
Wow. No, but girl, you're still doing big. I saw your episode when you went to like Encore Beach.
Oh yeah.
It was really cool. I'm like, man, this girl knows everybody. Like every episode, like we're going with you, and it's just so cool to see that. Hey guys, if y'all need any, deals or anything, talk to my boy right here.
Mhm.
He'll take care of you. And I like that. So I definitely believe you got a lot of connections, girl. You know a lot of people. That's
Well,
amazing.
okay, so I have been going to clubs basically for a while. And it's not just that. I mean, yes, you get to know the club world, you get to meet people, and then at work too. So, like people say, hey, I want to go to the strip. At a lot of these places, they'll have a set host or a set promoter and say, okay, yeah, you want to go to Encore Beach Club? I'll send your information over to this person. They'll contact you with either guest list information, bottles, whatever you want to do. So because I've known a lot of these people for a lot of years, I've learned to trust them because you go through so many like hosts and promoters, who's flaky, who's like there for you for reals. So with time, you're like, okay, this is a good host or promoter. Only send it to that people. So the people I show in my videos, especially that day club one, these are people I've known for a while and I know they're trustworthy and I know they will reply to like any of my viewers, you know? So,
Oh, I like that. I like that. And I saw you were at the I saw your newest episode, Life is Beautiful. Great
oh, thanks.
episode, by the way. I loved it. I was like, dang, like especially there was a part in the scene where you were eating a tostada with I don't know if that was
Mhm.
octopus, girl. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that was octopus.
Uh,
One of them was beets and the other one was octopus.
oh wow. I'm like, this girl's brave. She ain't got no fear. I started eating it like you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it's octopus. It's not like I'm eating like spiders or anything, but no, that was really good. I did that and just like kind of a sneak peek. Well, by the time this is out, probably the video will be out, but um, one of the food trucks, they sell frog legs and alligator bites or whatever they're called, but they were both good actually. So you just gotta like just eat the food. Don't think about what it is. Obviously, unless it's like spiders. Like I would never eat a tarantula or nothing like that.
What
Not trying to
about
have no tarantula babies growing my stomach.
what about I don't know if you ever forget if it's Ecuadorians, they eat hamsters for Thanksgiving. Would you
No,
eat a
okay. I
hamster?
know Peruvians do that. I don't. Is it Ecuadorians? I don't know. But here's the thing. I used to have a hamster growing up, like as a kid, and I love hamsters. Any type of rodents, like I love. Obviously, except for rats, but no, I love all type of rodents, and like you can look through my Instagram feed. Like I have hamsters come up, and I like whenever I find a cute one, I'll send it to my friend. But I love hamsters. I could never eat any type of rodent, like even little mice.
I'm glad you said I was a little afraid because I've seen my guys, they eat that for Thanksgiving. They're always inviting me. They're
Uh,
like, hey, bro, come through. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't. And I'm like, how'd you get all those hamsters? He's like, bro, I go to Petco. Like, we ate and then we just
oh
buy a lot. And I'm
no.
like, bro,
I feel like I have to go rescue them all now.
you don't have
No.
to, girl, because they be eating a lot. Like, they get like
That's
a bunch. And I told him,
you no. And you would think it's just a hamster. Like, no, hamsters, like they feel love too. Like I remember with my hamster, she would like come in my shirt and she would get all tucked in and she would sleep with me, like, because hamsters sleep during the day. So she would like just be there. Oh, that breaks my heart. Oh my God.
Oh, what was her name? Was it she?
Yeah, I named her Annie. Yeah. I
Um,
used to have two. Yeah, I was like 11 years old when I got them, but they were Annie and Amy. They were like sisters, but Amy was like a little brat. She would like get into fights with Annie. So, to the point where she would make Annie bleed. So we took Amy back to the mom, and apparently they told me that, that the mom hamster had to like check her, that they like saw her like basically take her by the ear with like her mouth, like take her by the ear, like hell no, girl. So I was like, good, she needs some discipline. Take her back to her mom.
they.
Yeah, so screw Amy. I had a little Annie. She was a good girl.
Oh, that's so cute. That's funny. That's crazy, but yeah, I can't eat a hamster. I'm against hamsters. I just can't. I just brace. I'm the same way. Every time I know I can't go, bro. I got other plans. I'm sorry. I gotta break the news. I can't. I know there's another food. I think duck. I never tried duck. Have you tried duck?
I have. So I've only really tried them in Asian places, like where they do the I think it's called Peking duck or Peking duck. I do like that. The skin comes out really crispy. The meat itself, it's like a lot, it's like juicier, kind of like thinner strands. But I like duck.
Okay. All right, girl. See, look, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. That's amazing, girl. I'm really proud of you. And I gotta say, girl, another thing that I wanted to ask you, right? Because you are a YouTube creator, is there any YouTubers that you look up to?
There's quite a few. I mean, for the foodie ones, I like Mikey Chen, Mark Weens. They're both really good. Like, I don't understand how they do it. Like, they released an episode of them just eating a deep fried burrito, and it's like 500,000 views in one day. I'm like, what are you doing? I need your secret. But I like them. For travel vloggers, again, I really watch a lot of New York stuff. And I do this on purpose, actually, because I don't want to watch too much Vegas stuff and then I subconsciously copy them. Like I want all my Vegas content to come organically from my vision. But yeah, from New York, I watch like these people called Brett Conti, the Here Be Bar, and then for like international travel, there's this guy named Lost LeBlanc. He does like pretty much all over the world. But yeah, that's basically what I watch. I don't try to watch too much because then all I'll do is I'll sit there and watch YouTube all day, and then I didn't do my own YouTube.
No, that's good, girl. No, I like that. And what makes you like New York? You've been there a few times, right?
Yeah, so my first time I went was with my family in 2012. It was me, my sister, and my parents. And it was cool and all, but you're with your parents. You can't really do much. So that was that. And then in 2015, I booked a ticket to go to New York, and I bought a place, or not bought a place, but I rented a place for a whole month because I've always wanted to feel what it was like to be like a New York resident or like a local. So I'm like, I can't do that over a week. So I got a place for a whole month. I went by myself. I knew like maybe just a few people that lived there, but they were always working and they're always busy. So they introduced me to other people, and then I met more people that way. And so now I have a bunch of friends over there, and I try to go at least once a year back to New York. Obviously I haven't gone back in 2020 or 2021. So I need to go back, soon.
Wow, no, that's good, girl. I'm actually proud of you going there by yourself for a whole month.
Mhm.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, like the subway was no joke. I got lost on the subway. I got lost really bad once. Like I wanted to go to some museum that was on 77th, and I ended up in the wrong train, and that train didn't stop at where I needed to stop. It ended all the way up in 122nd.
Oh.
So I was like, heck to the no. So it's kind of cool, like because you're alone, you're forced to be brave and to figure things out. So that way you're not relying on somebody else. It's like, no, you got yourself, rely on yourself only. So I felt like that was a good experience because 95% of the time there in New York, I was by myself. So you had to learn to, be happy with yourself and being alone and discover who you are. So that was my like little like discovering who I was trip.
No, I like that. I always tell people like one of the biggest advice I always tell young people is before you get into a relationship, I always recommend being on your own for at least a year or 6 months to learn how it is to do things on your own, to find who you are, stuff like that. I think like I have a couple friends, they're struggling right now with they live by themselves in Vegas and they don't have family friends out here, but they're struggling with how can I be that quietness, like being at the crib is too quiet. They're not used to it and it's hard
Oh
for them.
yeah.
And I told them that's the best part for me. I love the quietness because I can meditate, I could just relax and just do my thing and I feel amazing. So I give you props, girl. You a brave warrior. Like I don't know how you did that, but you a gangster. At the end of the day, you're a gangster. You survived New York. Now,
I
here's
know. Yeah.
and what about Chicago? Have you been to Chicago?
I have. I've been there twice, but kind of same thing. I went there with because I had relatives that lived there, and but they were my aunt and uncle and my little niece. So I same thing. I only was able to go during the day. I couldn't really explore much of the night scene. It was great though. I really liked it. I would definitely go back, but now as more as an adult with another adult, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, you let me know, girl. I'm going to Chicago actually next month.
Oh, nice.
This I can't wait. Actually, we're in November, October. I'm going October. Yeah, 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 October. The
Yes.
end of November. The end of November. But yeah, girl, I could always send you like what places to check out. Definitely like
Yes.
give you some ideas. Chicago, one thing I could say is for me personally, New York and Chicago are like cousins. So we have almost
Mhm.
a lot of things alike, skyscrapers, good food. I think they have one of the best pizza, hands down. But our deep dish is a whole different story. But for me, I'm Latino too. I think our Mexican food's better when it comes down to tacos.
Yeah, so I did notice that in I'm sorry, in New York, there are Mexicans, but not that much. Like I've noticed, at least when I was there in Chicago, a lot more people, like Mexican people would go to Chicago, be there like during the summer, and then like they would leave during the winter.
Oh
I
wow.
noticed that a lot, at least while I was there. Um, and I didn't get to really try that much good Mexican food in New York. Like I got some really good ones over in Chicago, but in New York, you had to go to some little corner over in Queens and that only, La Tia Maria would know about. So yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, girl. No, I give you props, girl. Congrats. And I trivia questions that ask you. Dun, dun, dun. So one thing I wanted to ask you, girl. So have you seen the movie Million Dollar Baby?
I have not. No, that's the one with Hilary Swank, the
Yeah.
where she's a boxer. Okay.
Yeah. Great movie. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. But so pretty much at the end of the movie, not to spoil it, but that's where the trivia comes in. There's this scene where she pretty much is paralyzed. She's in the bed and her coach is there, right? Um, she has nobody but her coach, and her coach, man, give him all the respects, always there checking up on her, giving her the best doctors. There's a point in the scene where she's like, just pretty much, I'm paraphrasing it, but like, just let me die. Like, take off the machine because she was living off the machine. And crazy before she told her coach that her family came and they were trying to make her signs to give her all her money to her family. That's the reason why they came, just to get that, which was so bogus. They just came from Disney World and they just trying to steal money. And she was like, damn, that's how it is. So she didn't sign, of course. The only way she could sign it was through her mouth with the pen. And So the coach, man, I'm so glad the coach had her back. But the thing is, if you were in that situation and you had a best friend, I want to say, yeah, maybe a best friend or maybe a close family member, maybe your sister or brother, and they gave you that question, can you just, let me just go? Because there's no point living. Would you do it or would you just not? And just
Yeah.
to understand, you do it, you go there all the time. Do you want it?
Yeah. Like as in if my relative or friend wanted to just be let go, no, I would not do it because you only get one life. Once you're gone, you're gone. You're not coming back. So absolutely not. I'm not letting you go.
Wow, I like that. No, me too, girl. I don't think I can. I don't have that power. It's so hard for me just to.
Hmm.
I know for me, if that was me and my friend, whoever is asking me the same question, I can't do it because I know the moment they pass away, I'm gonna be sad and it's gonna mess up my brain because I'm so used to my routine, seeing you every day. It's just gonna throw me off, like naturally. That's how I feel too. So I'm glad you gave me a good, honest answer. Well, in the scene, I'm gonna tell you in the movie, he actually does it and disappears, and everyone's asking like his friends, we don't even know where he's at. Like the director left it off where he lets us kind of think that he went away to a different maybe state or somewhere. But it's
Shoot,
up
I
to
would too. Yeah. Like I don't
you.
know if I could face the same people after having to do or face a decision like that.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, because he was the last person to see her, they right away would know it was him. So he would definitely get in trouble, of course, you know what I'm saying? And ain't no way to hide from a hospital, that's for sure. You just, you know what I'm saying? So and they know she can't unplug herself. So that's like out of the question. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, man, it's hard. But I thought about it. I was like, let me pick at Norma's head a little bit. I want to see her input because everybody has a different perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for the very, very last question, I want to know, what advice would you give to young people that actually want to start a YouTube channel?
I would say have a very clear mind, as in, are you doing this for fun or are you doing this to actually like become successful and make money? Because if it's for fun, great. You know, like you can have all the fun with it, get creative, like throw it, like put a video out whenever the heck you want. Like take your time with everything. Make sure you have something amazing before you even release it. Now, if it's something for money, you better know that you are like, this is going to be your priority. There's no way to be successful and this not be your priority. Like I currently like don't have a boyfriend, and that's because I can't do YouTube and a boyfriend. You know, like I, that's all I think about. Like as I'm driving, as I'm like brushing my teeth, like I'm constantly thinking about it and stressing about it. So just be prepared that you're about to go into a crazy like world. Like there's, unless you're like willing to quit 100%, there's no getting out of it, and it's something constant. So it's basically like having your own business. So you just have to be ready to give it your all, have your sleepless nights, be willing to stay in during the weekend to work than to be going out. So you have to make this your priority. Eventually you are going to find out who are your friends and who isn't really, because you're dedicating all your time for this. So there might be a time where yes, you're going to feel like, dang, I thought I had friends, what happened? But you just have to be ready for that.
Wow, man, that's real stuff right there, girl. I give you props. And I always said the same too. When you alone, you can do more. That's my opinion. You got nobody stopping you. Like I ain't gotta answer this phone call. Hey babe, let me call you right back. You know what I'm saying? Hey babe, can you stay up all late at night with me on the phone? Nah, girl, I can't. I gotta do my drink. Cause here's my
Mhm.
personality. I'm a pick at your brain one more time. Listen, I thought this was gonna be the last, but real quick.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I feel so my biggest dream is so my mom doesn't have to work. That's my biggest dream. My
Mhm.
mom has two jobs. She does real estate and she, do other stuff. and she's a single mom. She's a hustler. So if I could do that and provide her financially, and then like get myself a house, then next, you know what I'm saying? Well, I want to get, of course, take care of myself first. But if I have that, I'm so happy, because the moment I get married, I feel like, part of what I grew up is that you have to leave your family for your new family, right? You have to be, they're your
Mhm.
priority, your partner. I never want to forget Mama Bear. I'm gonna take care of her. I'll make sure she good. And then I'm ready for my next queen. That's gonna be a whole nother level. But my thing is I want to have everything established first before she can come into my life. I don't know. That's how I work. I don't think that I'm very different than most people. Oh, I gotta get married when I'm 22. Nah, I ain't gonna do that, because I could do so much more. So I give you so much props, girl. I'm telling you, not a lot of people think like you. So I like that. But yeah, guys, let me wrap it up. This is the Outlet to Reality every Tuesday. Y'all know where to find me on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Ching. And last thing, guys, I'm on Snapchat, take one pass it, TikTok at Yaakov 28. And for my special guest, Norma, with the best YouTube channel, where can my fans find you, girl?
Yes, so I am obviously on YouTube. So just type in Norma Geli. So Norma and then Jelly is Geli. And then I am on a Facebook too. So it would be Norma.Jelly. But this is really the only two places that I have, just Instagram and YouTube.
Perfect. And y'all don't forget, every Friday she put a new episode.
9 a.m.
I like that. I like that. All right, guys. Peace.